Welcome to episode number 49 of the BEBC Podcast. Well, it's Saturday morning. What is it, September 21st? 22nd? 21st. We need to mark this day down. So it's 9/21/19. And for the first time ever in 49 episodes of this podcast, we have royalty in the house. Big time royalty in the house. For those of you who do not identify the gentleman on my left, this would be Mr. Jalen Guyton coming to us today.
Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Man, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely.
This is awesome.
Yeah, we're stoked.
Just so you know, you're the first, and I'm going to call you this because you're going to the NFL player that we've ever had in the Far East.
Yeah, we had two bail on us.
Yeah, we've had two invitations.
Yeah, we'll talk to you about that because some of those are your buddies and they stood us up. And we're still mad about that. Thanks, man. We do appreciate you coming out. How are you?
It's an honor. I've been good. I've been really good. I'm glad to be back in Allen, back at home after my college tour and all that kind of stuff.
We'll talk about that. I got that written down.
Finally get to be, kick it right back in the community. Eat some of my mom's food and stuff like that.
There you go.
There's something to be said for that.
Yes, there is.
No kidding.
Yeah. So, is your mom a good cook?
Oh yeah, she's good. She does the thing. She doesn't like to cook that much, but when she does, she has her go-tos that she knows that I'll like. And
so what's your favorite?
Spaghetti. Tacos, burgers.
There's nothing wrong with good spaghetti.
Pork chops. She got a good menu.
Yeah.
Pork chops.
All right, Brandy, we heard that. So let us know when you're cooking. We'll be glad to come over.
Do a podcast from your kitchen.
We're going to be here for another hour or so. What can you whip up?
Yeah, lunch time will be rolling around when we're done. Jay will be tagging some people home with him. He'll be like, what in the world? Well, thanks for coming, and we're excited about this. We got a lot of questions we'll dig into about what you got going on now and your experience the last year and the last couple months. Your sign fell.
I know.
The NFL experience and everything that went on. So we are glad you're here. You were at the game last night, so we're looking forward to your insight there on what you've seen.
Fold the very bottom part and stick it on me.
Just to get somebody who really knows the game and isn't that far removed from Allen. You can tell us all about that and your experiences there.
There's the Allen system and all the inside on the coaches.
All the inside information. Right?
All the inside on the coaches.
We're glad you're here and we appreciate
Watch
you.
Watch out, Westerberg.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom. We got somebody who knows now. So, and Fleener, you too. Don't be.
Exactly.
First district game last night. Plano Wildcats.
I thought it was just going to be a much bigger challenge than that. I can't lie.
Well, we got to go back. We forget every week. This is episode number 49.
Yes.
Anybody know who 49 is on this year's team?
Keegan Jones.
You're cheating. Yeah, you were supposed to know without looking at the app. Keegan Jones, senior linebacker. Keegan, shout out to you, brother. Hope
49.
You got to play last night. Hit some of them kitty cats because they were. Woo.
Play proud with that number.
So you roll into the first district game. Raylan Sharp's back on the field, which is good to see.
It's good to see.
Good to see.
He was practicing during the week.
He was.
Yeah.
He tried his best not to run, but he had no choice a couple times.
He didn't run a whole lot last night.
No. He did good.
The line did an outstanding
job. Yes, they did.
Against them last night.
I would say, and again, I don't know how much you follow the Eagles anymore. I know you've been busy with other stuff. Working for a living's kind of a little different than having time back. But one of the questions, and it was a legitimate question, everybody thinks, was what was the O-line going to be like this year? Because you had no returning starters.
That's right.
Your one starter from last year that was going to be back moved to California, and so you've got 5 new guys up there. Not that they're not talented, but it's young, and they hadn't been together before. And so when you throw 5 brand new starters on the offensive line, I don't care how talented they are, there's some questions. Mm-hmm. And so first game of the year against Cedar Hill, we were like, wow, hung up.
Yeah.
They did their,
They did good that game.
Yeah. You were there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's been good to watch them progress. And like you said last night, very rarely. I mean, he had all the time in the world sometimes.
Yeah. And they're opening the holes so you can drive trucks through.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
When it almost gets to be like it was with Kyler. I mean, we would comment that he's got time for a cigar and a brandy back there in the pocket.
And you just wait until those receivers get open. So Game starts. Allen wins the coin toss, which this is something I don't know if you've noticed.
Defers and
Allen wins the coin toss. Allen wins the game.
Yeah, game over.
That's
done.
It's never not happened.
That's interesting.
So keep that in mind next game. So coin toss. Not that there was any ever question in our mind about this game, but win the coin toss. Plano gets the ball, has to punt, and you're like, okay, let's see what we got. First play, a handoff to Manning, 17 yards. Second play, Raylan drops back, and it's a 37-yard touchdown pass to Sherfield. And you're like,
It was not only a
It
37
was a
yard
missile.
It was a rocket.
Yeah, I mean,
On a frozen rope.
yeah, it was. He launched that thing.
and you're like, man, that didn't take long. And it went back to, and we used to do this, and again, we're going to talk a lot about
yeah,
your
we got
time,
spoiled.
Alan. We used to sit up in the stands, and we used to say, okay, y'all get the ball, and we go, how many plays? And we were all guess.
Yeah.
It'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we would
It was
guess.
never more than one hand
Yeah.
worth of count.
Plays,
Yeah.
full of 'em.
Yeah, it was never double digits. If it was, we were like, what in the world's going on?
I mean, because the number of touchdowns that you guys ended up getting that were under minute drives.
oh yeah, that was a
2,
big
3
thing.
plays.
I remember Corbett Smith did a whole article about the amount of time that it took for Allen to score.
Well, one of the championship games, it was 3 touchdowns in less than a minute and
it's
something
it's
seconds.
ridiculous. So you look up and it's 7-0, and Sherfield's got a touchdown, and I got to give Darian some credit here because the Green Twins get a lot of pub,
Yeah.
but Darian's turned into a very good receiver, and he's faster than you think he is.
Yeah.
At least I think he's faster than I thought he was going to be.
Well, and he's really tough too because he's gotten a couple of those crossing routes in the middle, and that is killer for a receiver. You tell us crossing route in the middle, and that corner is coming to hit
Safety
you
coming
right
up,
in the
yeah.
head.
I know, Kenny. Usually teams have it'll be like their designated go across the middle type of dude. You know what I mean? Like if everybody does it, it'll be one dude.
Yeah.
And I mean,
That wasn't you.
I did a little bit. I did a little bit from the outside. Usually it's like the inside guy, but yeah, I recognize who y'all are talking about. He was going across the middle, even going Cedar Hill a lot.
Yep.
Yep.
He plays in that middle of the field. Allows the Green Twins to float on the sidelines and do their thing.
Yeah, and then they run a lot of outbreakers and stuff like that.
So,
Yeah,
it
I
was.
thought he'd be the one that was being laying on the ground last night after that hit because he took a big hit in the back.
That was 33 on the one where the kid got hurt.
Yeah.
That was 33. He was out of the game by then.
Yeah.
But I thought he was going to
Third
be out
quarter.
too. So it's 7-0, 2 plays. You're up 7-0, and we just look at each other like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
And we kick
Buckle
off.
up. We're about to go on the
Same
roller
old
coaster.
Plano.
Plano gets 2 first downs. Cody Crist,
Yeah.
bless his heart. I think Cody. I will give Cody credit last night because Cody ran down Jordan Johnson,
Yeah.
which is not easy to do. But Cody's about all they got over there. They do have the other running back who ended up with 170 yards, but he had 75 on the next to last play of the game, or real late. So their offense, but they punt. We get the ball. First play, Manning runs for 32. We're just like, geez, Plano, where's your defense? And the next play, Raylan goes to Blaine Green for 12, and then Jordan runs it in, and it's 14-0, and it's just, oh,
They play the game.
yeah.
Is it going to be this easy or?
Is it going to be this easy? Because
It's a big question mark.
And Matt Welch had a neat stat that I think I told you. I showed it to you too.
Yeah.
He tweeted last night that Allen ran 9 plays before it had its first second down of the game.
Yeah.
So it's just like every play was a first down. Like that's not Plano. And I guess we should go back when we first.
That's not Plano many years ago.
Well, you would think the competition on that side of the ball would have been a little more.
Well,
than it was.
here's what floored me: the amount of lack of players that they had on their sideline.
Which is where I was fixing to go when I said we're going to
Yeah.
go back. That was shocking.
Yeah.
It was like playing.
You pointed it out
West.
to me, yeah.
They're the third largest school in the state of Texas, and they had 35, maybe.
No, it's probably closer to like 50, 60, but
No way they
Yeah.
had that
60.
many.
But it was way down from.
It was
what
way
you're-
down.
from
35.
What you're used to seeing at Plano, and maybe the demographic just changed in there like it did at Plano West, where
they don't get the numbers, participation numbers.
it's just continued to drop, and so there you go. Plano gets the ball. Guess what? 3 and out. They go to punt.
Whoops.
And number
Number
39, Devin Moore blocks the punt.
And
That was awesome.
That was great.
three of them chase it down and recover it in the end zone.
Yeah.
Jevin recovered it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Which is great because you like seeing that. If a kid's going to go to the effort to block the punt, you like to see him get the reward. And sure
It
enough,
bounced
he did.
right in his, and he jumped on it in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's 21-0, and about that time, Jalen's ready to leave. He's like, I'm had enough.
It's getting gross.
Seen this, done that. I'm out of here. I'm gonna be like a band parent and leave.
So again, we kick off. Plano punts after 3 and out, and it's 4 plays, and they're in the end zone again. And so, with about 2 minutes left in the first quarter, it's 28-0, and game's over. I mean, at that point, I'm thinking game's over. There's no way there's no way they're going to have anything to do. You know, the question then becomes, when does Gamble take his foot
Pull everybody
off the gas? So you've played in games like this. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I vividly remember this, and I will to the day I die, because we talk a lot about memories of Allen Eagles football games and all that. I remember you and I'm not going to say it was a state championship game, but it might have been. And I don't remember which one, but Allen was way ahead, and you and Kyler are sitting on the bench. And both of you are sitting back looking like this, and Kyler's throwing the football up.
That was the state game.
Was it?
Yeah.
Carolyn?
Yeah, versus
Carolyn, yeah. See, you remember it too. But you were like, "We're checked out. This game's over." So,
That was pretty funny.
what do you do? What's going through your mind? And again, y'all usually play till halftime at least most of the time, and sometimes against the bad West teams you may have been out earlier. But as a player, what do you do?
It's good. I know that as much as you love playing and stuff, it is cool. Like, you can go out there for the game, play the first half, and then you can just be done. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, as much as you love playing, it is good to go out there and just take care of somebody. And then especially when they're a district game too. Yeah. Because, you know, like he mentioned, Plano's just never been like a super powerhouse when I was there. Mm-hmm. But them being a district game, they always kind of garnered a little, you know, some respect, where it's just not like, you know, whatever this game. It was just like, okay, we're opening up district, or we're playing for something, you know, bigger than just Plano. You know what I mean?
Right. So again, we got a lot to talk about here, but while we're talking about Plano, when you played for Allen, as a consensus in the locker room, who was the main rival? Who did you consider to be in district? Now we know DeSoto's there, but
in district, who was our rival?
Yeah,
when I was at Plano West for sure.
Okay,
that's when they had So and like they were like next up.
Yep,
apparently.
Yeah, So
liked us.
Yeah, he did.
At least during basketball.
He called us names, but that's a whole nother story.
He called a lot of people names, I think. Were you friends with him?
That's crazy. So yeah. Kyler was good friends with So, and then Kyler, I was good friends with him.
Yeah. It's interesting how you didn't have any idea where he's at now.
So?
Yeah.
I heard he's still out. He's still out in Cali. He hasn't come back yet, but I don't think he's with UCLA.
Yeah,
anymore.
he's not with the Bruins anymore.
No.
Yeah, he kind of fizzled. Bless his heart.
Yeah,
that happens. So anyway, 28-0, and then the old trick play. Plano pulls and does the wide receiver pass, and you know. Yeah.
It was a good.
It was.
Did you see that? Were you there for that?
I didn't see that.
You were gone. See? Yeah, they did the wide receiver pass, and the DB got sucked up.
Wide open. No one within 15 yards.
That's how they score?
Yeah, that's how they scored their first touchdown. And
they had to get something started.
Yeah,
yes, that was legit. You know, you come up to protect the run. The corner comes up to protect the run, and
you know, and then the corner has to go to the sideline and listen to the coach say, "What's your responsibility?" Because it ain't.
Yeah. So what is the discussion when that happens? You've been close
you never
enough
made
to hear
mistakes though.
That's what it is. It's like the discussion is like. He knows what he did wrong. The corner knows what he did wrong. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's messed up before, and you like, God, like I know what I did wrong.
Take it, huh?
But you got to go and you got to take it. So that's all it is.
So who was your Fleener was QB?
Fleener was my coach.
Was he?
I didn't. Fleener had a lot of like. Fleener would come to me with like details and stuff. Mm-hmm. Kyler would rip me a new one.
Really?
Yeah. Like if. He, like, I don't know, if he threw a pick or something, and he felt like it was your fault,
yeah,
it would be over. It would be like, you go back to the sideline and just try to avoid him.
That's interesting.
That's funny.
That is funny. Why do you go to him?
He's a competitor. Like, even if we're just destroying him, he's like, dude.
Yeah. Well, and I gathered that, and again, we're going to get into a lot of that with him. But there was a clip the other day of a practice at Arizona. I don't know if y'all saw it, but the receiver lined up on the wrong side of the field, and so Kyler was moving him, but he wasn't moving fast enough for Kyler. And Kyler said, "You ain't going to move any faster than that. You can just go to the sideline." And I was like, "Dang, man, that's like a rookie."
To leading.
Yeah.
That's expectations.
Crazy. So
It's high.
it was awesome. So it's 28-7 in the second quarter, and here you go again. Allen scores again before halftime. It's 35-7. It's what we've come to expect in this district the last couple of years. There's just been a lot of games like this where it's not really competitive, and the good thing about that is, and Jalen just mentioned it. You get to halftime, you're not going to play the rest of the game, but you can build on the depth, and you get a lot of experience for the guys, that aren't in that rotation 1 and 2, and that's what happened. I think y'all help me here. The first team offense played what, 1 or 2 series? I think 2 series, because I think they were 3 and out when we got the
in
ball
the second half.
and then
The heavy rotation began.
It did, and it was. It's interesting to watch. You got to see Jalen Jenkins rip off one for 41 yards. Right after the injury, which probably added insult to that injury.
Right.
It was the next play, and then Sam Hunter, which
Kind of came out of nowhere.
number 13.
The speed
I
in
wanna
our
see you
backup
break
running
down.
backs,
Because that dude,
all of them, man, they just
That kid,
motor.
when he took off, and we were like, "Oh, that guy's got." Mark and I were sitting there watching. That guy's got an angle on him, and he just blew right by, and we're like,
Five.
"Oh!"
5'6", 150 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's going down the home sidelines, and the kid's got an angle on him, and he just accelerates right past him. Touchdown.
We were just sitting there going, Nolan turned on. I'm like, yeah, man. I said, remember when we could run that fast? No.
They're scrambling.
And then I woke up.
Yeah, exactly.
They're scrambling for the app, trying. Okay, who is that? Who is that?
Good, and you love seeing that because he's a junior. He'll be back next year. So you look at your running back stable, and there's Sam Hunter, who is holy moly fast, and you're like, that's awesome to see.
Because when you're a part of the depth, and you know this, you just want to get your chance to get out there and do what you know you can do.
Sure.
Well, and granted, it was Plano, and I don't think they really subbed in anybody because they didn't have anybody to sub.
They had guys going both ways.
Oh, yeah.
But our line, the depth of our line was even opening up holes, big holes, that these guys were running through.
Well, and I want to give kudos again to Selden Manning. I mean, that kid
He's a warrior.
runs so
Double,
stinking
triple,
hard.
quadruple effort.
And
He's running hard.
He's a tank.
And he's not afraid of contact. And like we said last week, he always falls forward. You never see when he gets tackled, he's not being pushed back. He always falls forward.
And if he starts to get pushed back, he falls right there where he's at.
And I appreciate that so much from him for a kid that's had 2 ACL surgeries, back-to-back years, and he's just fought back. And the kid runs like a monster back there, and it's
fun to watch.
It is fun to watch, and you know what you're going to get every week from Selden, and that leading by example is just great.
Yeah, and you hope the best for a kid like that. You hope that he gets into a good program and can kind of go on, at least to the college level, because it's important to get the degree. And if you get a chance to play in the league, that's a bonus. But man, there's so few. The talent level is so condensed at that point that.
And we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
Jake's going to tell us all about that here in a minute.
You're going to tell us some of the inside.
First-hand experience with it. And he's like, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
All right, here's the stat of the night for me, though. 0 turnovers.
Yeah.
Cerniglia came in, went 5 for 5, which you love to see, but no turnovers. Allen had 3 Plano turnovers, cost 2 picks. And you got to talk about Lane Lewis. Holy moly. And James will have this play up, I'm thinking.
I'll put the highlight play up. But the three main rushers go in, past the quarterback steps up into the pocket. They're clear, and then
You see Lane Lewis. Did you see that play? On the back of the quarterback, man, like he was climbing Mount Rushmore. I mean,
Jumps
like
on his
something
back.
straight out of WWE.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Rides him right face first into the ground.
Ball pops out, Allen recovers. It led to one of the touchdowns in the first quarter.
Yep.
But, you know, that defensive, again, another question mark at the beginning of the year for us was, you know, you got pretty much all new starters on the D-line, too. You had a lot of rotation guys, but...
It goes back to what we've always said, and we kind of we poke fun at it. You know, Alan, we never say we rebuild, we reload.
Yeah.
But we did, and you brought it up. I mean, this was a situation this year that we really had never been a part of, where we had that much graduating.
Yep.
We had that many starters either graduating or moved, that kind of thing, and this was all. You know, all facets, at least from a line perspective, were going to be new. And so you didn't know how it was going to gel. And I've been blown away
We all have.
on both sides of the ball.
Pleasantly. Yeah.
And
Kids stepping up.
the
and
coaches
doing-
made some moves with particular players who used to be on offense or now on defense. And holy cow, have just been tearing it up. Fish.
the prophet.
So it is just I'm thoroughly, extremely impressed with this team, and you know I think there's a lot of. I know we just got done with our first game of district, but
Yeah.
I think when we get into the playoffs,
Be interesting to see.
We're going to
It'll
have
be
depth.
real
We'll have
interesting
depth
to
and
see.
experience depth.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. And Hayden, you know, that fake that he did to the line,
Yeah.
and then, oh my gosh.
I think Hayden learned a lot.
That was a
last
great
game.
fake.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even sure he had the ball, and there he
Yeah.
was around the corner. I went,
Yeah.
wow, that's
that
awesome.
was good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Really
and
good.
again, it's good to see those guys, both him and Drew, have success because, you know, the Coppell game was
Yeah.
hit and miss for both of them, you know, and it was good to see them last night have success, builds their confidence, helps them, you know, feel better about things if Raylan, you know, should go down again.
Kudos to the coaches.
Your thoughts on the team so far? You've seen them a couple times.
I really like the team. The defense, I like the defense a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I look at when I look at like teams going to win championships and stuff like that. Defense looks really good. They look real fast.
Yep.
I like Drogosh over there because I only recognize him because his sister was in my grade, but
Oh,
I recognize
really?
his
Yeah.
name and
Yeah.
he's just flying all over the field. And me and my dad were noticing like he had like basically the flats was just locked down. And anyways, the defense is really good, and I noticed that like how many dudes you think will be on Allen's sideline like suited up, upwards of 100 probably.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. It's like, and that's with every team. So it's like even when they have all these seniors leaving. These dudes that are on the field, they were all on the field last year. They just didn't probably play. You know what I'm saying? They know what it feels like on the sideline. They know what it feels like in the stadium. They know what it feels like when the crowd is going crazy. So, you know, at this point now, it's just like, you know, we're going to go out there and play. We're going to go and do what we said we've always dreamed of doing growing up. And that's what I think is really cool. Is most of this team is in the same class, too, are they?
Yeah, there's a lot of juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
Most of it's pretty senior heavy. You know,
Yeah.
And so,
They got a
yeah.
good rotation on offensive line. They got 3 sophomores, I think, that are on varsity, which is
That's,
Yeah.
that's special. When you can go out there with like dudes you grew up with
Yeah.
in your own class, even and just go out there and play. That's really special. That's really powerful.
And the defense attacks the
game.
runner with the ball
The
like
game
sharks
tackling,
to a
yeah.
pool of blood.
I
I
looked
mean,
up
it
on
was
one play.
incredible.
And I said it to Nolan. I said there were 9 guys
Yeah.
around the ball.
On the ball, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like. The speed is when the ball leaves the box.
Yeah.
D lineman coming out of the stack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's pursuing. That's really good That's good
That's fun
discipline
to
for your
watch.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know everybody. I read the paper again this morning because Rockwall, you know, beat Martin last night. Everybody's like, and Callie Kaplan's thing was Rockwall's offense. And I'm like, you know what? Great for Rockwall's offense, but you know what Rockwall needs to do?
Defense.
They need to learn to play some defense if
Yeah.
they're going to win a championship
Yeah.
because
You gotta
can't
shut the
outscore
other
everybody
team
every
down.
week.
Yeah.
You know, it gets hard, and you've got to have some defense. And it.
And I don't think they've played anybody with a real good defense yet.
Well, again,
We don't know.
it's all been
we don't
it's all
know.
been high scoring.
But, you know, they were
on
up
both sides.
35-14 at half on Martin,
Yeah.
and the final score was
Yeah, Martin came back.
45-38. So
Right.
Martin came, you know,
Almost.
within
They
a
put some
touchdown
points
and
up,
tying
yeah.
it up. So you look at that and you go, you got to play D. You know, and Kane is one of the best, man. I don't know what you think of Coach Kane.
Yeah.
We love him, and it's every year because we do. We go in skeptical. You're like, oh, everybody graduated this, that, the other. But we know. Give Corey, you know,
Give Mike
6
Carter,
months,
give all those guys, yeah.
to work with these kids, and he'll have them in the right position. He'll have them doing the right things. And even during a game, I think he makes great adjustments rather quickly.
And we'll give him credit for it. This is one of the best tackling Allen defenses that I've seen.
Yeah.
In a
Out in the open,
You do not see
man on man.
those tackles.
Right.
Nobody gets by him.
Yeah. It's fun to watch. And
Because
again,
that wasn't the case many years ago.
Exactly.
And it is completely changed, and we've commented during the games so far. The form tackling, and you brought Drogosh.
Yeah.
That kid can tackle,
Yeah.
and anytime if he gets his hand on a kid, that kid's going down. Because
That's what I'm
got
saying.
Yeah, him and
the
Jaden
whole-
Healy
yeah.
and just all the
whole
linebackers.
Flat. He was buzzing the flat all night versus Cedar Hill, and that's one-on-one tackling out there with all that space, and he's great. I'm like, I really liked what he was out
Bringing
there.
down
he
some
reminds me,
athletes.
and I'm going to use a Cowboy analogy here, Jeff Heath.
Yeah.
Because you look at Will and you're
Yeah.
like, okay, it's Will. Will's not 6'1", 205 with 4.3 speed playing safety, but yet he gets the job done.
He gets around.
Yeah,
He covers it.
and
That's the head for
doing your
football.
job, as Gamble loves to preach. You do your job, and when you do your job, you do it well. Good results. 56-20 is the final. Allen ends up with 565 yards of total offense.
Hey, and my stat, 4 penalties. Only 4 penalties. Now that's 4 too many, but 4
Well,
better than 10.
and you left before you should have stayed because you would have loved it just watching it.
Wow.
It got chippy.
He got very.
It was awesomely chippy from a fan's perspective.
Yeah.
Now, you hate to see kids act the fool, but
There was some fool acting.
There was some fool act on both sides.
Yeah.
What I appreciated about Gamble last night, and Terry, I know you listen, so here you go. I appreciated the minute you saw something out of one of your players,
got on him.
Correct.
you yanked him off the field.
Correct.
And you weren't putting up with it. Where number 44 for Plano acted the fool
For a
3
long
series in
time.
a row and stayed on the field.
The double bird to the Allen crowd.
Yeah, that's always pleasant, when you're like, I'm sure your parents
Tweet,
are really
tweet.
proud of that. So, and then their captain, Plano's captain, who, the leader.
Double personal foul on one play.
Well, double unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
And he got in a little snitch a match with somebody, and then he got up and started
On our sideline.
smart talking to the referee, a different referee,
Yeah.
and got a second flag. And you're like,
To their defense, if you like you said, they playing both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Drove.
Yeah.
3 hours all night on
Yeah.
Friday. You
Exactly.
sorry, man. You know what I'm saying? Second half, you're not gonna take the same stuff you was taking.
Pride
in the
was
first
setting
half.
in, and they didn't want to have anything to do with
No,
it.
you're not gonna take the
Yeah.
same. They hitting you the same. You're like, dude, I'm on the field, offense and defense.
Yeah.
Like, y'all need to chill.
yeah.
I can imagine. I couldn't. That sounds
But
crazy.
see, that's why it was good you only played a half. You didn't have to put up with that.
What about those plays? Like pushing the guy off, get off me, take
Oh,
him
yeah.
out. Oh my gosh!
And that's the thing when you play Allen, and that's one of the things I recognized last night too. Was not only did they go deep in the depth chart, but especially on the offensive side of the ball, they were having success.
Yeah.
And Plano was still playing their starters, and Allen's depth was even scoring on them. It does. It's hard.
It's a huge program. I
Yeah.
mean, everything Allen does, I really credit to the program that they have. Like how you guys say, the way they're able to bring these dudes in that can, just tackle. And I just remember my experience with the whole program. Like, I'm a sophomore. I was on varsity, and I'm watching all these guys, and at the time I'm thinking, wow, like. It's a lot of people in the stadium. I remember I got in one play my sophomore year during the regular season. I caught like a drag route, got tattooed, came off the field. And, I'm just thinking, wow, like that's crazy. I'm gonna have to do that at some point. But when it was my time, to actually go and like it was time to step up on that stage, I was ready. It was just like, I've watched for long enough. Now it's time to go out there and get it. And I mean, that's the whole program they have at Allen. They got a lot of students and a lot of players, and they're real good at developing them, getting them in there, and getting them ready when it's time.
So they had you ready?
Yeah.
When it was your time,
Yeah,
you felt.
absolutely.
Oh, he caught a few passes.
We'll get into his
yeah.
numbers. I got some numbers right now. One other thing before we get to you. Let's go around the district last night. And I even hate to talk about most of these because I think if you look forward, you're starting to circle.
This used to be such a good one.
I know you're starting to circle the Prosper game.
Yeah.
I think that's where you're going to get down to your district championship.
That's the biggest challenge.
Plano East wins the game.
Pulls it out.
Yeah.
Matt Diggs was in hog heaven.
Yeah, they actually scored in the fourth quarter
With 6 seconds left.
beat Boyd 21-14. So
Yeah, beat Boyd.
yeah. So
And
they
Boyd
get
has
their
been
first-
struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
and,
that tells you something
No,
about
Diggs-
Boyd was picked to finish in the
know.
top
yeah,
4.
no,
Diggs said this might have been the playoff elimination game right there.
Yeah.
For the fourth
Yeah.
spot.
Diggs is right.
Because it looks like Prosper, who hammered McKinney last night. I was really
I was
interested
shocked.
in watching that game because McKinney's been scoring a lot of points.
Yeah.
And they did it in McKinney.
Yeah, and they only scored 14 against Prosper.
Who does Prosper have? They got like.
don't know, they're-
talent?
We'll find out. We haven't done our homework yet. Bless us. You know, the quarterback.
They have a pretty good quarterback from what I understand.
They won't be next year, I think, because they got a new
Yeah,
high
they'll-
school
they'll go
opening.
back down.
They'll
Yeah.
split.
Maybe we'll get Geyer again. Is Geyer moving
Oh,
up?
good Lord.
Can we ever get rid of the Plano schools?
No.
No.
And then Jesuit, who has E.J. Smith back for the second week in a row, they met up with Plano West and won 38-3. So,
Are you serious? Are they in our district?
yeah,
Yeah.
Jesuit,
They're not a private school?
they are.
They are, but
But
they're in
you
our
can
district.
elect to be not in the private school.
Well, they sued the two Jesuits. There's a Jesuit down in Houston and a Jesuit up here. They sued the UIL to be allowed to play, and the UIL said, "Okay, fine, you got to play in the highest classification."
Yeah.
And so that's why they're in 6A, and they only have just over 1,000 boys, in the school.
Hey,
but
but
hey,
They compete.
they do.
Yeah,
They work
they do.
hard, and,
They're not-
you know,
Jesuit's not a
EJ's
bad
quite
team.
player.
Well,
Yeah,
they
he
can,
is.
They can recruit. So.
Well, there you go.
yeah, there you go. And tuition kids, and
Don't say that.
Yes,
no,
they do.
don't say the R word.
Yeah, so
Duncanville.
he's back in the fold, and
Yeah,
so
Duncanville.
just projecting now, I think you're going to see Allen, Prosper, Jesuit,
Yeah.
and then McKinney, Plano East.
Yeah.
Who knows? Someone will.
It's going to be a race to the bottom.
Yeah. Well, I think West is already.
Well, yeah,
West. I'm the most surprised at that. I'm surprised at East. I mean that team.
yeah.
Because they always seem to have some pretty good talent over there, and why they can't win is beyond me. You lose to LD Bell. Good Lord.
That's embarrassing.
And we thought, maybe LD Bell was better. And one of the things I said last week was, well, they got Mesquite this week. Well, Mesquite plastered
Mesquite
them
tattooed
44-3. So
yeah, way to go, Fleener.
Fleener's-
Good job.
maybe he's got something going on over there. Where LD Bell's not as good as we thought.
Well, he said a couple years ago that this is going to be one of their better years because of the kids coming up.
Yeah.
So good for them.
So there you go. There's the district roundup next week. Allen plays their 4th home game of the year.
4th out of 5.
I know. Against McKinney. 7 o'clock Friday night.
Coach Shavers.
Bring on Marcus.
Marcus Shavers gets his.
Do you know his history?
Well,
Played
his
for Allen.
name
Yeah,
sounds familiar.
yeah. Played for
He
Allen.
played
Played for Allen.
Defensive lineman and went to Arkansas.
Woo pig!
There you go. Went and coached in Amarillo for a while. And
Yeah, did real well out there. And
He was in Lubbock, wasn't he? Yeah, like Estacado.
Was it
I think-
Lubbock?
Yeah, I think it was
yeah,
Lubbock.
it was Lubbock.
I'm sorry.
Staccato.
That's all right.
now he's in McKinney, and he's they had a good year
Everybody's
last
Well,
got
they
to
had a
kind of
great
get their
year
start
last year.
somewhere.
year. Yeah. So he's back, and he'll get a snoot full of Allen next week. So
Well, the thing with him is he's known for being a player's coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so good
dude.
with the kids and takes care of the kids. So you love to see that.
Fans love him.
Yeah.
So, again, it was what it was last night, and we want to say something too about Isaiah Calhoun, the injured player for Plano.
Yeah.
Vicious hit on the play you were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
33, and his name escapes me right now. No, wait. Starts
Pull up
with a
the
Y.
What?
Pull up the app.
Who?
Yeah, 33.
33.
Caught it, hung on to it, which I couldn't believe,
yeah.
but I thought he was
Because he
gonna be
took a
hurt.
big
Yeah,
hit. Yeah.
Evan Kendrick.
No,
On
Offense.
Yeah, not defense. No, for Allen, not.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Calhoun, he
Well, when
made the
Calhoun
tackle.
went down, yeah.
He ran about 10
Urias Hill.
yards.
Urias Hill.
Urias Hill.
Yeah. And you know,
Good
I've heard of
good
it.
catch, Urias. Yeah.
yeah, it was a great catch to hang on because he did get plastered, but Isaiah took the brunt of that, and
Isaiah got up and then went back.
yeah,
down.
he walked. I don't know. You could tell he was hurt.
Yeah, he was holding his head and
Yeah.
and jerking
then he
his
went
body,
down and
then
started
just
kinda
went
flopping
flat
a little
down.
bit.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a stinger.
And kudos to our training team.
They were Johnny on the spot.
They were on there.
Flash jumped out there.
I mean, just like that.
Doc and crew, way to be. You know, it didn't matter
Who it was.
whose kid it was. You were
You
out
care
there in a
about it,
heartbeat,
yeah.
and that was awesome to see.
and they were all around him.
Yeah, and Doc stayed with him. I know Doc was down there
The whole time. We'll stabilize
Yeah,
him.
he had his
because
head.
that's important.
Had his helmet.
So, that was good.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of the training team, I like to shout out Sloan Guyton.
Ah, there you go. My sister getting a little love. I saw her down there last night. She enjoying that?
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
So now here's the question: did you do a little vetting on her homecoming date? I saw that she.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
that
all
one
right.
of the Green twins had.
No, that's all her, man. she
That's
You
my
gotta
sister.
watch out for your sisters,
She
bro.
navigates like her own high school experience.
I bet Mama did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I bet she did.
Well,
yeah.
it kind of, if I remember correctly, Brandy posted, I guess when Blaine went over there and asked, was the first she'd heard of Blaine. And it was like, God, and she goes, this is the first I've heard of him. I was like, uh-oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's exactly
The mama
what it was.
radar
So
is
Sloan's
off a little bit.
not passing on info to mama, you know.
Exactly.
That's
You
not
can't tell the
unusual.
parents
That's
everything.
not unusual. It's not new at all.
Yeah.
So,
But she's part of that training staff. Is she? She's a junior this year.
Yeah, she's a junior.
Awesome. That's great to come up to the varsity and be on the training staff.
She was excited for it.
yeah.
She was excited. They had moved her up right before I think the season started.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
So is that something she wants to do future?
Yeah. I don't know what if she'll do it into college or what.
Yeah.
But she likes it now though. What she does, it's a lot of hours obviously. Like she had
Sure.
to get up this morning before I did and get up to the facility. But it's good though. I think my Sydney did it. My older sister, she did it, and I mean I think it's good discipline for them. But just do something through high school, and you know, like you said, they love sports. I mean, so they get to stay around the teams, and they have something to do all year. So.
Keeps them out of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And don't forget to call out for our special fan.
Yeah, we'll get to her. I got her at the end, so we'll get back to her. Now let's talk about you, my friend.
Yes.
That's why we're here. So we're talking about you because
You've had
like,
a rare experience.
You said something a minute ago because I was going to ask you because I was like, did you play much as a sophomore? You know, it all runs together for us. And like you said, you got one play. This is, yeah.
Well, yeah, during the regular season.
Regular season?
Yeah, one play. I was back when I was behind Cole.
Oh, bless your
Yeah.
heart.
Cole.
Hang on just a minute. The TV just popped up.
We've had a miracle. Miracle of technology.
This thing called the internet finally kicked in.
Sorry about that, guys.
So you were behind Cole.
As a sophomore, and
Yeah.
I went out this morning because I know the numbers are staggering I wanted to get them, but I wanted to see what your high school numbers were. Okay, I looked everywhere, couldn't find a cumulative, but I found your senior year numbers. All right, now you got to remember, you had yin and yang. You had Collar and Guyton. You know, that's the way I call y'all. Y'all two were just like senior year, 82 catches, 1,770 yards. Wow. That's a 21.6 yard per catch average, which is insane. I mean, nobody does that.
Yeah.
22 touchdowns. Again, nobody does that. And you look at that and you go, and again, I wish I had your junior numbers, and I know they were good as well. I don't think they were that good, but it's just like
Well, especially when Kyler he's slinging it around. He's got some other pretty good receivers
other options
to choose,
There's-
but
You know, it's not like Jalen wasn't clutch or anything.
There was a lot of us out there. That was Cody Butler was out there catching a lot of
Oh,
balls.
yeah.
Josh Pettyjohn was out there
Yeah.
catching
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
balls.
Terry Hall.
He had like almost 1,000.
Oh yeah, he
That's
tested
right.
around
We're
6 or
going
7
crazy.
different receivers a game.
Well,
Easy.
you know, Kyler threw for a few yards.
Well, that's our senior year.
That's your
Yeah,
senior year.
yeah. Josh Pettyjohn was out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finney was out there.
Yeah.
So we had a lot. Cole Carter was out there. Like we're going crazy. Lee Morris was out there.
Yeah, Lee Morris.
You know what I'm saying?
He had a
Come
good
on,
last
man.
couple games.
Listen
Oh,
to
my
the
God.
little lineup. Kendall
Yeah.
Clinton was out there.
Yeah.
Oh, best
Tearing it
dancer
up.
on the team.
You
right
know,
Number
there.
6, he could move.
The
He
lineup
could
was
move.
crazy.
Yeah. But those numbers, I'm just like, dude,
That's
it's like-
crazy.
and again, I go back and I was thinking this morning because this is what we do when we have guests. We think about, I look at you as one of the top 3 receivers that have come through Allen. Now I know there's been a lot, and you can take that for what it's worth. It's just one person's opinion, but I look at Guyton and go, this guy right here, and you appreciate it when you see it, but when it's gone, you sit back and think about
You
it.
know
appreciate
when
it.
it's gone.
Because there's we'll get to your college path in a minute, but I want to talk about a little bit about your Allen experience. I got 2 games that come to mind, and I'm just like vivid memories of catches that Jalen made.
Vivid.
I bet I know one of them.
I know one of them.
Which one?
DeSoto.
DeSoto.
What year?
The double. Was that 13?
It was, yeah.
I got DeSoto 2013 and DeSoto 2014. 2013, the 2-point conversion in the end zone.
Gosh.
Yep.
When Kyler threw it,
All the way across,
across
the field.
his body.
that ball hung in the air forever.
He was a step from being out of bounds.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I
He
was
flung
just
it.
like, and here came, you could see the DB running across the end
Yeah.
zone. I'm like, is he going to knock it down? And I'm like, Jalen's just sitting there waiting. And I was holy
That ball
crap.
did take forever.
So take
did it, though?
so take us back there. What
It was just that was our 2-point play. We only had it for 2-point conversions.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I'm the play side receiver, and they were just like, "We're gonna roll out right. You're on the right, so just watch everything left.
Yep.
Just run left and try to capture the safety. Just get them out of there. You're not getting the ball. And
Yeah.
then of course the way it happens in the game, you get the ball. I swear it happens like that 10 times out of 10.
I was thinking based on
Nothing
what
happens
happened,
as
you weren't the
scripted.
primary
No,
target on that.
definitely not. And then I'm just back there by myself, and then he's like, last option, and then just pitches it up in the air, and then I see the dude that had fallen off of me long ago. He caught on, and he left, and he was like, oh shit, like took off running. You know what I mean? Like, and then by the time the ball got there, he met the ball there and everything. It was a collision.
Yeah, it was.
I remember it hurt my head.
It was
so
like
bad.
boom, boom.
It did, yeah. I was just like, because I remember thinking he could have just thrown the ball regular and hit me, and I wouldn't have had to get hit.
Yeah.
But then
Dang you,
So,
guys.
the way that the
you
ball
go to the
fell-
sideline and like he calls you as you go, hey man, you throw it a little bit quicker.
Keep him off me. I know you got the arm strength.
You know?
He floated, man. And it was that game, though. I mean, to be a part of that game, again, it was one of the first times that I remember Allen fans leaving because a lot of them started bailing out.
a lot of them gave up.
My son was one of them, and he was in the parking lot when we scored, and I can't remember which play it was. And I said, "Dude, you need to get back in here." So he came back in, but what was it like? I mean, because I look when we asked you earlier about district rivals. I think to me, DeSoto during those years was the one team. If there was anybody in the state that could beat Allen, it was DeSoto.
Yeah.
From a talent perspective, they probably matched up as well better than anybody.
Yeah.
And it was,
Well, when
it
I
was
talk
wars.
about, they were really good. When I talk about like defense winning championship,
Yeah.
like our senior year, we got lucky to beat them. You know what I mean? Because we didn't have as good as a defense.
Yeah.
But our junior year, I feel like because our defense was so solid, we always knew we just needed one play. Like the whole game, even though we were just like, man, we just needed one play, and like we would be pushing the envelope, and then something would mess up, and then we're like, okay, now we just still need that one play. Defense still bailing us out every time they would come in. And so then I remember it was like the fourth quarter. Probably was looking at like it was the third to last drive or something like that. We're just like, we're gonna throw our bread and butter play, and then that was the post over the top. And so he dropped the post in there, and then we're just down by one score from there. And so then after we had just got it to down by one score, or we needed that 2-point conversion, but when it was just a score and a 2-point conversion, I think even though it was like barely any time left on the clock, it felt like, oh no, we could do this because the defense is just 3 and outs, and like. It was insane. I really have a lot of respect for that defense because that year DeSoto that was like one of DeSoto's like best teams. They had that dude. He went to Oklahoma State. I think his name was like Chris Lacey. Then they had everybody that went to DeSoto or went to Colorado State from DeSoto that year. They were all there. The Nixon twins, I think.
Nixon.
They had just one of them caught a pass last week for Colorado State.
Des White was quarterback that year.
Desmond, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on, that's crazy. And our defense really went out there and like, played
Yeah,
with
but
them,
that
sold them
defense
up.
has to be one of the best defenses.
Tay and
I
Christian.
feel like it's
Oh
got
my
to be
gosh.
one of the best defenses in the state.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
You're talking about-
and we didn't. And the thing that frustrated us is no one outside of thought that.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Well, you had Naomi and Chad.
Naomi, Chad, Tay, Christian, our whole D line, Lance at the D line, like our linebackers were going crazy. Zach
Zach in
Bishop,
the middle.
Zach Bishop was
real
man,
monster.
It was insane.
So did y'all do much tackling? I mean, full in practice? I mean, did
Not
you-
that I remember. No.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say they probably you were like keep them off me. Yeah, because those guys. especially, and again, I think Zach progressed to where he got to. Cause Zach scared me at times.
He was a
very
wild
aggressive.
man.
But to have Christian and Sam and Christian and Tay on either side of that,
That's like the funnel.
I always said it was a whole Division One
Defense.
linebacker core.
Yeah.
Zach Bishop could have gone D1 to me. I still believe he could have won D1.
That,
It's just one of those things.
That Ice Bowl game, they
I'm down at Round Rock.
the defense was. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the defense was ridiculous.
Is that the game versus Spring Westfield?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the worst game of my whole life.
because
It was so cold. I've never played in something so cold. I wouldn't play at Notre Dame, and I've never played in a game that cold.
it was cold.
It was
It
cold.
was
It
cold.
was unbelievable.
Yeah, but those are the games we
Yeah, but
remember.
your fans showed up, man.
Yeah.
We were
I
there.
remember. It wasn't that many people there, but
No.
I do remember it. That was like one of the.
And we didn't have the band, and so y'all would score, and we'd have to sing the
Yeah.
Fight song?
the fight song, which is ugly
So-
to begin with. But
We'll get back to your senior in a minute, but you had mentioned earlier talking about playing in Allen and getting you said something about hearing the crowd. I mean, is it really that noticeable that y'all actually pay attention to?
Oh yeah, it's daunting. It's like I wouldn't say it's something that you pay attention to during while the game's
right,
actually
while
going
you're
on.
playing.
But when you score, like say you score for instance, and the crowd just goes crazy, it'll just kind of knock you back off your feet. Like wow, it's really special. It's an experience.
So when you catch a 10-yard slant that turns into a 70-yard touchdown as you're running, because
And
I
you hear
love
everyone go
watching the
crazy,
video.
yeah.
You can hear the crowds, and then all of a sudden that level just goes up and up and up.
It feels amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what about the level at the DeSoto
oh my gosh,
game, playoff game?
Well, and that
How was
the
that?
other-
When
that
they
was
said
other
the
catch.
band can't play and the crowd went crazy.
Yeah,
but-
they went down.
That's the other catch I wrote down was the tip ball
the double tip and
against DeSoto.
right
Yeah,
place,
That was
right
a
time.
heart
That's the
attack.
ball. Yeah.
That whole game. That whole series of plays was.
So take us through that one. I mean, you're going out, balls
Kyler underthrew that,
underthrown.
I forget he was throwing it to me or Cody.
Yeah, I
because
think
Cody
he-
was in the vicinity
Right.
too.
Yeah,
And I knew Cody because I was just trying to make it, and because Cody, he just a fun fact, I guess he liked playing basketball, dunking a lot. So he was going to be the one. I was like, okay, he's definitely going to jump for the ball.
Yeah.
And we both can't jump for the ball,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying? We can't just both jump because it'll if he gets picked, that'll be worst case scenario.
Right.
So really, I was just like, I'm just trying to fight the pick off. But for some reason, my dude jumps too, and I was just like, "You're an idiot!" If the ball
You're
is
an
tipped,
idiot.
I could really go score if the ball is tipped. Cody's got jumped. Obviously, he's playing defense. Then my dude, he sees the ball, and he gets in it. I'm just like, all right, well, if this ball is tipped, I'll go score. But if the ball was tipped, and I just dove in front of him, I was like, I can't believe what just happened right now. It was insane. And then obviously, the crowd was going crazy.
Yeah.
You guys are running off the field.
Yeah, we had to. It was one of those panic situations. So
Yes.
I really didn't know what was. I remember getting up and just like, okay, what is everyone else doing? What's Kyler doing? Kyler's running off the field. I was like, yeah, I'm not supposed to be on the field.
and you were running back, and all, you just kind of stopped, looked down, and it's like, shit, ran off the field.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I don't even think I expected. I was ready. You know how they say be ready. For those situations so that
Yeah.
you can react as soon
Yeah.
as we need to get our field goal team on. I don't even think I was like, okay, so what happens if this works right here? You know what I mean? I was just out there.
It worked.
Just playing.
Oh, he's such a hard. And then the field goal team's running out there. And there was 2 seconds
Kicked it
left.
with 2 seconds
Man,
left.
no
Kicked it with 2 seconds left in the game because we didn't have timeouts.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
Yeah. As a fan, those are like I said, those are the things I said. I wrote those down because I was thinking, okay, Jalen, and there were a ton of plays. I mean, you say you averaged 21 yards a catch that year, so you were making it long.
I don't remember much of I don't remember much of that game because most of that game, in my memory, I just remember being so mad at that one play where I had caught the ball on the goal line and but it was a tangle between me and the defense and he gave the defense the interception. I'd never seen anything like that in my life, and to this day, like I said, that memory kind of tastes the whole game because I was just furious. I was like, when does the tie-up go to the defense ever? And it was hardly a tie-up. I caught the ball in the replay. Then I don't know. I could
You
go
caught the
on.
ball and you went down, and it's like the guy pulled it off your
And then he
chest.
put it off, and then they gave him
Oh
a
yeah,
kick. I
because
was like,
that was
that's
on our
crazy.
side.
Yeah,
That was on our side, and we were all like, "What?"
I was coming off the
the
field.
question after that play was, did Kyler yell at you?
No. That was the most insane. I wasn't going to let anybody yell at me for that one. I was coming off the field throwing my own mouthpiece like, man, if you were going to come say something to me, I was.
13, buddy.
You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, come on, get out my face.
But no, we look back on 13 and 14. Well, that whole run, 12, 13, and 14 actually, and just like you say, the players that were on the field for Allen during those 3 years. It's amazing. You go back and you look, very special. And as fans, you're spoiled.
No kidding.
And Kyler ends up being the number 1 pick in the draft and is, doing his thing now. And Greg Little's in the NFL and Bobby's in the NFL, and Christian was for a while, and he's out there looking for a position now too. And Tate,
Tay was
Tijon.
headed that way.
Tay was headed that way.
Look at all these players. It's crazy.
It was.
And then even also, so then I was talking about earlier, dudes that we had in the tank such that we're reloading. Jalen Jones was on the sideline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dudes like that. It was just like, dude, dang. So then Lee Morris was on the sideline. You know what I mean? And these are dudes that are still balling. Jalen is still doing the thing. So
the Skyline game.
Oh, at SMU.
Yeah.
Down 22 points? Was it 15 points?
We were down.
It was a lot.
At least, yeah.
Like a couple minutes left in the third quarter.
Kyler throws the pick, or he gets tipped and it's picked, and they run it back for a touchdown. And Fleener even told us, Kyler came to the sidelines and just said, "Okay, let's go." It was that simple. So
It really was.
in a situation, it really was that
It
simple.
really was. You got to make it more
Yeah,
dramatic.
but you talk about Lee, a breakout game. Lee in that game was, because you're down 18 points in the middle of the third quarter and things are not going well. You're not playing like Allen typically plays. Not to take anything away from Skyline, great talent over there, but just to watch the fortitude of 16, 17, 18-year-old kids to say, okay, we're not going to let this happen.
Yeah, stepping up.
Was that was senior year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, senior. I feel like we just knew that definitely junior, but then our senior year too, it was just, we were never really like super. It's like we were never down like how the scoreboard said we were. You know what I mean? We always knew like if we got in our rhythm and like if the next 3 series went how they're supposed to go, technically, you know what I mean? We'll be back in the game.
Both sides of the ball.
Exactly. If they go how they're supposed to go, and that's crazy. And when I say supposed to go, I mean like we go on our drive like we're supposed to go. We score some type of points, usually a touchdown, and then if the defense holds them like they're supposed to, you know what I mean? And all that was expected at the time, you know what I mean? And so that's why I'm like, our team at the time was unbelievable.
Love that attitude of this is how it's supposed to go. This is what we know we're capable of doing, and y'all did it. I mean, back to back state champion. And outside of, I think the first year 12 when you played Houston Lamar, which was a pretty tough team.
That was interesting. They started it out by like dissing y'all and not shaking hands at the coin toss. It's like, all right, game over. You're getting it now.
That was a good game. I remember that game because I watched most of it. That quarterback was really good.
Yeah, well, and their defense
number 3
was really good too. They played well.
Was a sophomore, I think, at the time.
The QB?
Yeah.
No,
he was junior or sophomore. He wasn't a senior. But,
no, he wasn't. He ended up going to Lamar. I played him in North Texas.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Came full circle.
You've seen
that
a lot
happens
of those
a
guys
lot.
over again.
That happens a lot.
It does happen a lot.
So you're a 2-time state, 3-time state champion.
Yeah.
So do you know where your medals are?
Yeah, the rings.
Yeah. Oh, you got rings. Well, then y'all get the UIL medals too.
Oh, the medals.
Yeah.
The medals are in the bookcase.
Okay. I just wanted to see if you still knew where they were. And I know you know where your rings
Yeah,
are.
the rings.
Yeah.
For sure. They're in the sock drawer.
Yeah, in the sock drawer.
With the
Which is not unusual either. So that's cool. All right, so you graduate. You're done here at Allen. You say, all right, Notre Dame offers. I'm going to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Things don't work out at Notre Dame, and we'll let it go at that. And then you say, okay, I'm going to go to Trinity Valley, where you have a great year at Trinity Valley.
Yep.
And then what was the decision to go to North Texas at that point?
Just staying close to home.
Yep.
And staying.
Mama's cooking.
And being able to stay in the state. Because one of the things I say to a lot of people that I didn't know at the time in recruiting is that like people don't all act the same in the United States. So people in Allen and in Texas act way different than people up north, act way different than, you know what I mean? And I didn't know that.
And we're
at the
good
time.
with that.
And so when I, the second time I was being recruited, I was like, I would rather stay in Texas because I like the people in Texas. I feel like it's my people. It's who I've grown up around.
Yep.
I had never been outside of the state the first time I left school like that.
So was that hard, being away like that?
Being away, yeah, definitely. A lot of people. I mean, they tell all the athletes there because I mean at Notre Dame, if you look at their roster, nobody really just comes from Indiana. You know what I mean? Like they bring a lot of dudes from around.
Do they have anybody in there in place?
They recruit from out of state.
I thought that was all basketball.
Yeah.
And so they do a lot to help their kids acclimate to that homesickness and stuff. But yeah, going to North Texas out of Trinity Valley, I think that was one of the best decisions I feel like I made in my whole career. Also because a large reason, even outside of why they were in Texas, that I went there because of their coaching staff. They had Joe Falani, Graham Harrell,
OC, and
Tashard Choice.
Latrell.
Yeah, everybody.
Really?
And so
Tashard
now
Choice was up
all
there,
of them are off at bigger universities now, and I feel like that should kind of be a testament to the staff that he had. I feel like he had a lot of good guys around me, and if it wasn't for all of their tutelage and everything that they were able to help me, even like my technique on the field, but also who I was off the field, how I was carrying myself.
Yep.
Punctuality, stuff like that, they all helped me in kind of tying everything up into being a professional, because I told them, I was like, look, I want to go to the NFL, that's been my dream. And so they were like, you can do that for sure, but it's a lot of stuff that you got to become a professional, you know what I mean? You don't just play at a high level and call yourself a professional.
Yeah, because we've seen a lot of those guys that can play at a high level that are just
and
knuckleheads.
And they can't, exactly, and they can't.
They make bad decisions. They can't be that professional, like you said.
Yep.
Big.
And so 2 years at North Texas, you have a lot of success there as a receiver.
Mason Fine as quarterback. You like him as a quarterback?
Yeah.
Good.
Tenacious.
Yeah.
Is he?
Oh yeah. I mean, he's just as tall, if not shorter, than Kyler.
Yeah.
And dudes like that, you have to work to overcome. You know what I mean? And one thing about it that I've learned in football and in life is like people respect work more than anything. So. And he's a hard worker, so he's got the respect of everybody on the team.
That's awesome.
I mean, that kid was a Heisman hopeful at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, it was. Season, yeah.
So college ball, and I know it's different. Do you feel that Allen prepares you, or Allen did prepare you well enough for what you experienced in college? I mean, I know you continue to learn, you continue to grow, and the programs are different, and they change the way you do some things.
Yeah. Definitely, I would say so. It's hard to talk about it because I feel like in so many respects, honestly, from playing in front of the big crowds and stuff, to honestly just winning. Like I've been on teams with some dudes, obviously, so when you get to college, you're in a room with a lot of good athletes, but they don't necessarily come from the same teams that you came from, and that could be a big deal because I've been in rooms with dudes who maybe won 2 games in their career, you know what I'm saying? Bona fide athletes, but they just don't understand how to win or understand what it takes to win, the discipline to win, all that kind of stuff, the consistency you need to win.
Yep.
And so, coming from Allen, knowing exactly what it takes, knowing exactly what winning looks like, winning when you have a target on your back, you know what I'm saying? Winning when you're the underdog and all that kind of stuff, that did a lot for me as a player and individually and stuff. Going into college and stuff like that. Just kind of that, the mentality.
Exactly. All right, so you leave school early. You got 1 year left, and you decide I'm coming out, and you get picked up as a free agent by the Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
Initial thoughts on that? Let's back up before you do that. You probably had other options to go elsewhere other than Dallas. I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah.
And so why did you pick Dallas? Other than it's in Texas.
Yeah.
Were you a Cowboy fan?
Yeah, for sure. It's the Dallas Cowboys,
It's a star. Yeah.
It's exactly. It's a star, and I obviously lived in Allen, so being able to more than anything, it was kind of it just worked out because I get to stay right at home. You know what I mean, and I don't have to pay the last 4 or 5 months. I got to save all that money in rent. You know what I'm saying? No rent checks type thing. So
Mama's cooking.
Exactly. Tax free. Yeah. That's one thing I didn't appreciate until I just graduated. These last couple months, I didn't know anything about taxes.
Paying taxes, Welcome to the world.
They keep taxes a secret all the way through school. And then I got my first paycheck, and I was like, "Who stole money from me?
Who stole my money?
It looks like I already spent something right here." And then that's when they started talking to us about taxes. And so, yeah, 2019, I've been thinking about taxes a lot. It's been my first year paying taxes, and I'm not feeling it.
So as an NFL receiver, what are you worried about?
We all don't feel it.
We understand, my friend. We understand. That's awesome. But that's part of adulthood. I mean, it really is. And, and you're right. A lot of kids have never had to deal with it, you know, and they don't think about it, you know.
That's a lot of stuff. So all the rookies, like, so back when we signed and we're going through OTAs and rookie minicamp in like June and stuff, I think. All the rookies, we had basically a class. It was like an hour to an hour and a half of class at the end of each day.
Yep.
So, you know, you would go through the day, you have meetings, practice and stuff, and then at the end of the day, everyone can go home. But the rookies, we had to stay. We had our rookie development class, and it was basically on everything that you, as a young man, need to be brought up to speed on in the world that you work in. So obviously things like dangers like women, drinks, you know, who to look out for, and then you know, just life skills, like filling out taxes, developing some credit, you know what I'm saying? They did a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure all the teams do that, but the Cowboys, I know the Cowboys are unique in a few aspects of their rookie program, and they do a real good job in you know, kind of acclimating the young guys, because I mean, at the end of the day, you are just like just young men, you know what I'm saying? Young men just leaving college, and then like I said, so I didn't know anything about.
Hope you didn't want that bottle.
Yeah,
no, I'm talking about, I got my undergrad. I graduated in everything and didn't know anything about taxes.
There you go.
So that goes along with
Congratulations on that too.
Yeah,
That's good to hear.
Appreciate
What's
it.
your degree in?
It's integrated studies, rehab, business, and sociology. Yeah.
Oh boy,
that covers a lot of ground. Gives you a lot of possibilities.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, so that's one of the taxes was one of the aha moments. Getting into the Cowboys and the whole program, what kind of were the aha kind of surprise, wow moments for you?
I know Texas or Cowboy Stadium did not.
Wow.
A lot didn't phase you a bit.
I've been there, done that.
Home turf.
I've played
That's one of Allen's. That's one of Allen's second stadiums.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. I felt like I'm at home.
Yeah.
It was surreal when
All right, so kind of want to back. Who calls you to say, hey, who offers you?
I don't know that.
Or do they go through your agent?
It's like when they do go through the agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kelly, and so how'd you end up with Kelly?
Kelly, she's really good people.
Plug her, give her whole name. You got to plug her.
Kelly Masters.
There you
She's
go.
my sports agent. Kelly Masters Management. She we got connected to her through one of my old connects at Notre Dame. Okay. So one of the ladies that worked in the offices at Notre Dame, I had her and my mom maintained a good relationship and stuff. And so when she heard that I was coming out, she said, hey, I have this friend. She's a sports agent. She's really good. You know, you should give her a call. So then we reached out to Kelly. Kelly was like, you know, she obviously, so agents do their research on who they're going to represent, obviously. And so then, you know, kind of while we're both researching each other, we get back and she's like, you know, I'd be happy to meet with you guys. And so we set up a meeting at the Star. I don't even remember, but then I do remember I only met with 2 agents. I let my parents kind of handle most of that on that front. I was just like, y'all get it to 3 agents that you think are good, and I'll choose from there. You know what I mean? And so I met the first guys, and then I think 2 or 3 days later we met with Kelly. But there was one more meeting we had set up, but after like a day and a half after talking to Kelly and stuff, and that was more just so, you know, we're not making any emotional decisions. We went ahead and went with her just because everything checked out. She's an amazing person. She's got her own TED Talk. She's writing her book right now.
Yes, you're
awesome. That's great.
Look out for that. But yeah, she's really good people.
Yeah, so go back to the aha moments.
Yeah, the aha moments, just things that were just kind
She
of like...
calls you and says, hey, the Cowboys want to offer you a free agent contract. You interested?
Yeah,
and you
exactly.
go,
yeah.
where do I sign? Right? Was it that quick, or was it?
Yeah, I mean, she basically called me. She was like, look, I've kind of been fielding some offers. A couple teams have reached out, but the one that you're probably going to be the most intrigued by is, you know, the Dallas Cowboys. And so, you know, we talked about that, and she was, and they had actually reached out a little bit before the draft was even over, and so she was like, you know, obviously if you survive if you don't survive the draft, you have to go where you have to, but you know, if you don't, then she had already had the contract too. She was like, then you'll just be a Cowboy. And so it was a good feeling to just have that kind of stability.
So you went into the draft knowing that was the
third day,
option.
third day of the draft.
Yeah.
They had called before. They had called, I think, a little bit, or just right after the third day had started, and they were like, "Look, if you make it through," and they were like, "We don't draft you. We want to offer you this free agent contract." Just kind of trying to get a jump on everything else.
Yeah.
So there you go. You're a Dallas Cowboy.
No kidding.
And then reality kicks in. It's like, okay, now I got to make the team.
That got to work.
And it's work.
Yeah.
Is it a big step up from college to the NFL? I mean, I know the level of competition certainly is. I mean, because I don't know how many thousands of athletes there are in college playing ball. When you get to the NFL, you've got 90 players on a roster
To start out for training camp.
Training camp.
I feel like one thing that might surprise most people is the level of competition really isn't just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? When you go from college to pro, it's not. I really feel like the level of competition going from high school to college is even more drastic. More than anything, it's just in the league. You gotta think faster. You know what I mean? And so
Game
obviously, exactly, the vets who've been doing it forever, they have a leg up on everybody because they can think and they can process at the drop of a hat.
So even if you've just been doing it for like a year or two, that's huge, right?
No kidding, it's super huge. Experience is unbelievable factor, especially somewhere like football where you can't just be thinking. You know what I mean? You got to react because obviously you're inclined to think because it's grown men running around and you don't want to get plastered, but it's much better, much more conducive to you if you're just out there flying around just reacting, not really thinking. And so that's kind of some of the conversations me and some of the other rookies had. Like I remember Tristan Hill, our second round draft pick. He was like, dude, it was just me and him just talking buddy. He was like, man, I don't understand. He had taken a rep, I think he said, against Zach Martin one time. He was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And they drafted me second round, and I don't think I can hold up. And it was just one of those rookie moments where it was like, dude, the vets are so much better than us. It's amazing. It feels like, how am I supposed to overcome? But with experience, it all comes. It's just football at the end of the day. And that was kind of that was my biggest aha moment. Was like I got here and I'm wearing these colors and I'm looking at Zeke run the ball. But it's just football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Dak is in there hiking the rock and he's throwing the ball, but he's just throwing a regular curl route or something like that. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's nothing any different than what they do out there last night on Fridays.
Yeah, the game itself is just the game. Now how you do it and the level of competition is a little bit different, like you say. But it's just football at the end of the day. It's just like
relatively early on, though, you had a little interaction with Dak. You were doing a little interview and in front of his locker and
his locker and stuff. No, Dak is cool people. Dak and Zeke are both really cool. Dak, Zeke, Coop were kind of some of the vets that had the biggest impact on me, and I think that's interesting because they're also they got the biggest names, because they don't really have to say anything to anybody. But Zeke was one of the coolest vets there. Obviously, I feel like because they were just rookies, you know what I mean? So they know what it feels like to be rookies.
It wasn't that long ago. They were in your shoes.
Exactly.
Yep.
But they're real cool to the rookies. They brought Zeke had his rookie running backs over to his crib often. You know what I mean? Dak always had stuff to share to the receivers, even if it was just some scheme like, hey, I need you to be here right here at this point. You're like, oh, Dak needs me to be right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to throw to me in the game, but I know he takes it serious, and he takes everyone's development serious. And that's kind of the big thing in the league is they don't.
It's a job.
It is a job, and you're expected to act like it's a job. And even though that's Dak Prescott, nobody in the team wants you to be like, oh, like Dak Prescott. You know what I mean? They want you to be like, look, treat me like a coworker. You know what I mean? Treat me like we have to work together. And
everybody's got a job.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, it's just a business, and you can't do good work if you're a fanboy the whole time.
And I'm just going to use this as an example because I think of you as a receiver. If you line up, you look across and Deion Sanders is standing there, and you're like, holy crap! A Hall of Famer.
I'm going up against Deion Sanders. You can't let it get to you. I guess.
You got to say, okay, I got to beat Deion Sanders.
You got to do your job better than he does.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you're up against. And I can see where it'd be, because everybody does that. You run into these guys occasionally, and you're like, oh my gosh, look who's,
Maybe it's different at work as opposed to if you ran into them like out on the street or something
for sure.
like that.
And that's not to say, you aren't still fans of these guys. It's just like when you have a job to do, like during the time, just lock in and do it. And then after the game, you see dudes jersey swap all the time, sign for each other and stuff like that.
Well, and as a rookie, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
As a rookie, one of the challenges has got to be, are you working with the ones? Are you working with the twos or the threes? Because if you're getting reps with Dak and the ones, it's got to be a different field. Did you ever get any of that, or were you always kind of working?
No, I got some reps with Dak, and like the ball is zipping.
Yeah,
a little bit different, but at the same time, most of being a rookie is just understanding, like, look, I don't like. You can only focus on what you can control. You know what I mean? Like you just go in there and you just take care of what you have in front of you. You know what I mean? And so you don't get too caught up in like first team or second team or third team, because the thing about the league is it's not like college. Like in college it's a program. In Allen it's like a program. So I'm on the third team, but next year I might be on the second team. Year after that I'll be on the first team. Mm-hmm. No, at the league it's like, I'm on the third team, and tomorrow I could be gone, or tomorrow I could be on the first team. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's just like, it's just really the moral to the story that all I've been hearing from a lot of dudes that have been tutoring me and helping me out through this process that have been in the league is just take everything a day at a time. Like just focus on what's in front of you and what you can't control, because at the end of the day in the league, your career is no longer in your hands, to be honest. You know what I mean? Right. And so it's just about taking it a day at a time and going out there and just putting everything out there that you can. I mean, that's all it is. It's a lot of fun though, man. I like to be able to play football for a job. It's a dream. You can't ask anything else. So.
Yeah.
I think all of us wish we had that opportunity, and you've had the opportunity. I mean, seriously, most men have
we tell dreams about it.
Yeah. I think I can still do it.
Tell him he's wrong.
That CrossFit has gone to his head.
CrossFit.
Yeah. But no, it was cool. And again, we go back to, because this was a big year for Allen graduates, in the draft, and you signing, and all. The whole city I love the way the city reacted to everybody, and including you. Yeah. And it's there was
a huge level of support.
I
don't know. I hope you see it.
James posted 2 days ago. Somebody signed this guy, and it's just like, and we know your abilities, we know what you're capable of, and I was so thrilled for you in Tampa when you played Tampa, and it's like. And I wasn't watching the game, but the video came up. Jalen, y'all got to see this. Jalen's run right here,
And right next to the goal line.
Yeah.
Bam! Stiff armed that dude. That was cold.
And you're like,
that was cold.
The guy can play. The guy can play, and then then the waiting game starts, and I know that's no fun.
Yeah, that's mostly what it is. It's just the process, though. Yeah. I talk to my mom. I mean, you can understand my mom. She's really anxious kind of about the process, and I just tell her, if you go online and look at a few free agents and look at their careers, like the successful ones that ended up being successful. Dudes like Wes Welker, dudes like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This dude Soto that just got signed to the Cowboys, the D lineman. Yeah. I mean, I've just done a lot of research on a couple of free agents, and it's just a huge process. Everybody at some point had to wait their turn. I'm trying to think of more, because I did James Harrison. Hall of Famers that signed free agents that just had to wait their turn. That you would go 2 years sometimes jumping around teams, and it's just like I said. I can't say it enough. It's just a process. It has less to do with how if you can play, and more to do with you got to wait your turn. The NFL has been here long before I was born. It's going to keep
and work like a maniac while you're waiting your turn.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's the key. Is to I feel like that's kind of the key to who makes it in free agency. Yeah. Is not necessarily who can play. It's who can maintain and stay focused when you're in limbo sometimes. You know what I mean? Because you could I can play. I know I can play in the league, but I could easily just be like, man.
I mean, your phone could ring right now if it's charged. Yeah, his phone was dead. Dude, you got to keep your phone charged. You might miss the call.
No kidding.
Come on, man. He borrowed a charger when he got here. We're going to tell on him.
By the way, you left it on silent.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, then during the preseason, I saw a few clips of you, and it looked like there was a change. You ended up going up against some DB, and it looked like you went from, okay, I'm running the routes and I'm kind of doing my thing, to I want this, I'm taking it, you're not getting it. Mm-hmm. You had a dust up with one DB, and I forget the exact time, but then you absolutely lived it out in that one play. Do you feel like you got over a big hump, or ended up kind of reaching a crest to where you had that aha?
Improving type?
Yeah, improving to the point where you say, look, I'm taking this. Mm-hmm. I'm not just going to be out there and do it. I'm taking it.
Yeah, for
this
sure.
This is mine.
For sure. I think as a rookie, a lot of it is just bringing your mind up to speed with the game and the game speed, but also the concepts and the schemes that they have run and stuff. And so I know that for a lot of the last couple months, me and all the rookies have just been just trying to tread water.
Trying not
I
to
remember
drown.
this detail yesterday, exactly, and drown in the details and just all the stuff that you've got to get right with the pro game. And once you get it down, it'll be good. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just a matter of thinking different, of kind of rewiring your brain. And so those first couple, the first 2 weeks, I definitely felt a change. I went from, okay, these first 2 weeks is I'm out here and I'll break the huddle and I'm racking my brain for where am I going, where am I lining up, and then you get out there and you're like, okay, well, what technique do I use to get open, this and that. Then the second 2 weeks, you get more comfortable with it.
You don't have to think so much.
Don't have to think so hard. Now it's just now I'm just going out there, I'm lining up, and I'm playing ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And of course, there's still more steps to be taken in that arena for me, for sure. But I mean, I'm really confident that at the end of the day, whenever I'm able to acclimate and everything, I think it'll be a lot of fun. Basically, I feel like I've done this before. When I went from high school to college, I didn't play my first year. The game that was one of those times when I was like, wow, I don't know why they recruited me. I don't see myself here. I can't believe they recruited me. Maybe they just wanted Kyler. You know what I'm saying? A lot of doubts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you stay the course, and you find out that, man, if you put the work in, there's very little that can't be achieved. So.
Well, and like you say, you went from Allen, which was a high-profile program in the state of Texas, to Notre Dame, which is one of the most recognizable programs
college football
in college football. You're right. I mean, one of the most storied, and it steps up. I mean, at least from an outsider view, you think, okay, now you're in there with a bunch of guys who are just as good as you, and you've got to initially prove yourself over again, and it's, again, as a freshman. You've got people that have been there a couple of years, and it's you see that with a lot of highly talented individuals in high school don't necessarily start right away when they get to college, and that's an adjustment in and of itself. Because you used to be the big man on campus, and all of a sudden you're like, dang, it would put some doubt in your mind.
It does.
And that's part of, like you say, part of the game is getting your mindset right.
Getting the mind right. I mean, people talk a lot. In my career, I hear a lot of people talk about talent and talent and talent and talent. But the older I get and the more I play and the more I live and see things, I just feel like talent is more and more bogus. You know what I mean? Because I'm some people be like, man, you're so talented, you're so fast. But I'm like, dude, if you knew how long I've been running to try to run this fast, you know what I mean? It wouldn't seem like a talent. It would feel
because we knew you were fast in high school, but I don't know that any of us pegged you at a 4.3 fast.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And everything I've had to do, I feel like I've worked my whole entire life for it.
There you go.
To get there.
And so it's if you knew how hard I worked for it, you wouldn't call it a talent, because it's by no means natural.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You work for it, Well, that's good. That's good to know. And there are some people who are naturally talented, and there's some people that are just really hard workers.
Yeah, for sure.
And get to where they want to be. So, we're everybody's rooting for you. We're waiting. This is no lie. I'm being honest here. I'm one of the few people that still gets the paper every day.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the transactions.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see.
Yes,
I'm sure that your mother would let us know before I see it in the paper.
No kidding.
Yeah, which is great. But I do. I watch that wire. To say, hey, all right, where's he going? Because I know you're going to land somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
And you're a hard worker. You have the talent to do this. You understand it better, having gone through a training camp, and you learn the process, and it is a process.
Yeah,
and we're rooting for you, and
I appreciate it. And you guys had mentioned it earlier, but I definitely feel like the support, like from the community, just from Allen and as a whole, like I'll go, like I feel the support. Like not even if I go somewhere and people recognize me, it's like from the online presence, just everything. Like I seriously, I loved Allen before this, but going through this process and feeling the support and feeling everybody that has your back, it feels really good. Like I love the city for that. So.
Yeah, y'all should have told me about the taxes, but you're okay.
Y'all could have
CPA, brother. I should have said something to you if I'd have just known. I could have helped you.
Now we know what we're going to talk to you about.
Yeah, we have to keep that a secret.
We'll have a whole podcast on taxes.
Next Friday when they come to get the Gatorade. Hey, do you have time to talk taxes?
We're having a class.
It's good. Talk to football players about it, because I had that problem. I never really had a job. I was always playing football, and then as soon as I got my check, I was like, God,
there's a right time. There's a right time to learn everything. And as a high schooler, you would have had zero interest in taxes. If somebody tried to talk taxes to
He
you,
would have
it's
zero
like,
interest unless someone was stealing his money then too, because he would have been interested. Yeah, some people know about it.
oh yeah, here's your allowance. Oh, by the way, we're
need to
taking
give me back.
30% of it for taxes.
yeah, my money came from my parents. In that case, it was getting taxed before I seen it. So.
And they didn't tell you about it. Way to go, Jeff and Brandon. That's awesome. That's great.
Oh,
Well,
my
again,
God.
we thank you for coming out.
Thank
I mean, this
Yeah,
has been, and we'd love to have you back at some point.
For sure.
When you catch on somewhere, and we'll catch you in the off season.
Your agent allows it.
Yeah, if your agent allows it.
Yeah, if
I'm
your
sorry,
agent-
you don't fit in with his endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Hey, which brings up another question. I want to find out charities and doing different things to kind of give back to the community. That's one of the things that's big in the pro game. Tell us about whatever involvement or opportunity you've had to kind of give back and touch.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot
people's
of
lives.
work with nonprofits and stuff in the league, all around the league. I don't have any myself, but I am looking to start one kind of next year or something like that. So hopefully, I'll come back. I'll have something to plug. But my agent, I've done work with my agent. Her agency, Kelly Masters Cares, is kind of the foundation that she follows, and she's based out of Oklahoma City, and her foundation gives back to the youth in Oklahoma City, the youth sports leagues and stuff like that. And there was one more I went to not too long ago. It was just another a foundational thing for kids, and it's for youth sports camps and youth sports, and helping those from those kids from kind of underprivileged cities and communities.
Yeah. Well, you be sure and let us know when you do get stuff set up, because one, we'll plug it, and two, we'll come help you.
We'll support. We'll support any way.
Any way you need, brother.
Anyway.
Absolutely.
We're here for you.
Absolutely, I appreciate it.
So, again, good luck. We'll be watching, and again, it happened week to week. You just looked last week like the number of quarterbacks that went down.
Yeah.
Everybody's scrambling for a quarterback, and you look at all the signings this week. And there's going to be an opportunity for you. Someone's going to dial your dead phone, and you'll get one.
Kelly will call you.
They'll call
Where's your
Kelly.
phone?
Yeah, Kelly's calling you right now. Jane, pick up.
Picks it up. Oh, there's a voicemail.
That's pretty funny, but we're thank you for coming out, and I reached out to your mom a while ago, and I was like, I'm not going to bug him, and she said you offered, and so we do appreciate it, because
it's been great.
been fun. This has been enlightening, and we'll talk about that. Two things I want to mention. Next Friday night, McKinney, is it? No, it's not senior night. It's at home. Yeah, Matt Welch had that wrong in his article, which I tweeted him about. He said we play on the road. Two things. I want to mention, we had a new. We get a lot of people that come up to us and say, hey, listen to your podcast this week. Well, our friends that sit behind us at the home games.
Oh, my gosh.
Cora and Caleb and their parents, the Tyndales. and Michaela said she listened to our podcast for the first time this week. So thank you, Michaela, for doing that. And it was great seeing y'all at an away game last night.
Yeah.
But I told Sherry, little Cora is a kindergartner. She sits right behind us. So we're teaching her everything and that. And she came running down to us all last night, and we're talking, just, hey, how you doing? The first thing out of her mouth was, where's Alan? I was like, you gotta be kidding me. She didn't care less about the rest of us. Where's Alan? And I was like, Dad, come it. And I was like, and Alan's in London, so I was like,
listen to the game. Took a picture and sent it to him.
To Alan. I said, yeah, she's asking about you, not the rest of us. So, but thanks for listening, Michaela, and that, and Cora, thanks for coming down and breaking our hearts. And again, another shout out to our good friend Susie Bell. know you're listening, and we're still thinking about you and hoping things are going better with you. And we talked to your husband again last night. We appreciate him coming by. And
Yeah.
just a shout out as you continue your battle with cancer. We're thinking about you, and anything we can do for y'all, just let us know.
Amen.
Prayers for you, and that's a tough battle that a lot of people have to face, and we know you are. So hope you listened last night. Hope you enjoyed the game. It was fun for those of us that were there. So Jalen, my friend, thank you, sir. We appreciate you coming
Yeah,
by.
buddy.
I hope I can come back, man.
Yeah, we want you to come back.
We'll be back in touch.
Thanks, bud.
We'll have you bring some of your teammates
There you go.
next time.
Yeah, because we got some issues with some of your former Allen teammates. We'll talk about that in a
Call them
minute.
out on there.
Nah, I don't want to do that because they
No.
may never come over. Anyhow. All right, guys, and I'm going to change it up at the end this week. We're gonna do something a little different. Rather than it's over and we're out, we're going to say go be kind this week. So until next
Yeah.
week, we'll see you.